Hello and welcome to the first episode of The Things That Happened. This is my weekly, fortnightly, monthly, however frequently I can be bothered or get time to do an update show about the things that happened in that time. We were going to talk about some quick-fire reviews for games and movies, and into some general interest stories that happened throughout the time and what my thoughts on them were. So let's kick it off. Battle Bits Remastered is a really fun, unique combination of Battlefield, Call of Duty and Minecraft. It's super low res. One of the things it says, one of the settings is potato, like it can run on a potato. It's so low res, it's Minecraft style block animations. Everything's really low res, but it's not done because it's bad. It's the art style, and everything's still very smooth and distinct, and you can still make everything out. Occasionally, when you're going down random corridors, you can't see around the corner because the lighting's like pretty much non-existent. But it's super fun. You get 127 versus 127 battles, so it's just chaos. Everything's just mad, and because it's so low res, you can get so many players playing at once. It's actually really quite difficult to see people far away, so you get sniped quite a lot and you die quite a lot, but you can be revived, and your teammates can revive you. You can keep pushing forward, or you just respawn with a new class and get right back into the action. It's super fun. If you like low quality games, it's not a low quality game, but if you like that sort of retro style and you like Battlefield, then definitely go and get this one. It's really cheap. It's under £15. I think it was £12.98 when I bought it on Steam the other week. Probably getting cheaper by the summer sale, but definitely go pick that one up. Here's some footage of it. It's just being crazy. The things I've been watching this week have been the Flash movie. What a clusterfuck. But who could have expected anything else from what was going on? From behind the scenes at DC and Warner Brothers, everything's just on fire, to the actor Ezra Miller is just a walking advertisement for why Hollywood is bust, like culturally. And the story is just nonsense. They've taken one of the best stories DC have ever put out, the Flashpoint story, and just bastardized it completely to the point where it makes no sense. It just falls into random shitty time travel tropes. The storyline was done a million times better on the Flash TV series, which is unfortunate that the Flash TV series has been out because it's done so well and it's shown what the Flash can be like. The CG is just awful. Like, I don't know if it's done on purpose to be awful, but it's awful. Like, you all know the funny, stupid running style that Ezra Miller came up with, which makes no sense. No one runs like that. Who runs like that? Watch any sprinter in the world and none of them run like that. It's kind of like he's a speed skater, which doesn't make any sense. They introduced concepts in the film which are never paid off and are never brought back up again. And they make this cardinal sin of putting in more Ezra Miller. Like, he's the worst part. If they just literally cut everything out, and left Michael Keaton as Batman, then it would have been a good movie. Just have this be the Batman Forever that Tim Burton never got to do. Yeah, like, everything with Michael Keaton in it is quite good. Wonder Woman randomly shows up, which is pointless. Everything about this whole film is pointless because we know James Gunn is just obliterating the entire DC universe. So in that regard, I mean, it's not its fault, but it just took so long to come out. And for whatever reason, what reason, I don't know. If they'd produced something fantastic, then you would think, yeah, okay, that's fine. But it's just garbage. Just garbage. Don't bother going to see it. Watch the trailer, because all the Michael Keaton bits are in the trailer, and then you're done. Go on with the rest of your day. I've also been watching Secret Invasion. I say I've watched the first episode of Secret Invasion, so I will come back to this if, you know, later down the line. But Samuel L. Jackson seems to be a poster child for basically everybody who watches the MCU now. He just looks tired. He doesn't look like he wants to be there. Like he's contractually obligated to be there, like we are as fans. We're contractually obligated to turn up and watch it all, but he doesn't want to be there. And the Secret Invasion is a good storyline, and you know it's not awful so far. As I say, I've only watched the first episode, so I can't really comment on how the trajectory of it, but you can just tell none of them want to be there anymore. They all just really want to run out their contract, and they're all hoping they're going to die. Now with these Skrulls, all the actors are devastated that they might end up becoming a Skrull and have to come back in it at some point. But no, I'll come back to this. And lastly, what I've been watching is The Witcher Season 3. That just came out the other day, and definitely not as good as the first season, 2 seasons. It's another funny one where you know all the behind the scenes stuff that's been going on. Henry Cavill's leaving to be replaced by Liam Hemsworth, and I've got no problem with Liam Hemsworth in general, but he's no Henry Cavill. He's not The Witcher to me. So I'm just watching this season knowing where it's going, and I'm not interested in following it past this season. So it's like watching someone you already know is already dead, and then you're like, why am I invested? I don't care. The storyline it's pretty basic so far. You know, The Witcher and Yennefer protecting Ciri, training her to use her magic. Kind of taken straight from the book, really, with the fire sorcerer coming after them, and the squirrels, elves uprising. But again, I'm just not invested in it. I just don't give a shit. Like, unless something major happened and there was a big big twist at the end, and it turns out, it's actually not Liam Hemsworth. We kidded you on. It's going to be Henry. And then, well, I'd be annoyed that they'd done that to me in the first place. But I might be like, okay, I'll watch it again, see how it's going on. But I suspect, like everyone, it's going to fall down after this 4th season, and it'll not be a 5th. But, you know, we'll see. Still a good show. Still like it. Still great action scenes. You know, the battling scenes, the dialogue between the actors, and the chemistry is really good. So still worth it, kind of, for now. But everything in the back of my mind is just like,
I deserve that.
Okay, the things that happened this, you know, period. A couple of things. First thing, Futurama is back. Now, Futurama's been off the air for 10 years, 10 plus years, I think. But that was one of these shows, if you're not familiar with it, created by Matt Groening, guy who created The Simpsons. But it was a bit more adult, not like Rick and Morty style adult, but a bit more adult. That was when the adult animation stuff was kind of coming out, and it's really fun. The characters are really fun. The trailer has come out, and it looks exactly the way it used to. The actors are all back. They basically pick up right where they left off. I think there's a quick joke in it from Professor Farnsworth about how they've gone through some sort of time dilation, so they're going to jump forward a couple of years to sort of keep it in line with the stuff they want to talk about from today's perspective. But that looks super fun. I'm really looking forward to that. That's either going to be a massive success or it's going to be absolutely awful. The trailer's got me excited, so fingers crossed. And lastly, new Superman and Lois has been revealed. The actors. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think the actor looks the part and maybe needs to bulk up a wee bit, but it's fine. It's not Henry Cavill anymore, which is okay. It's sad. Again, I liked Henry Cavill as Superman. I didn't like Henry Cavill as Clark Kent. So I'm hoping that this new actor will bring more of Clark Kent, and they have to fix 2 significant things that the DCEU, the Man of Steel Superman, got so wrong. Like, they got it fundamentally wrong. The death of Jonathan Kent. The death of Jonathan Kent in the Man of Steel was so, in my opinion, just the complete opposite of what it needed to be. He dies in a tornado that Clark, Superman, could easily have saved him from. Like, he wouldn't have even broken a sweat. He wouldn't really have even had to reveal his secret. But the Jonathan Kent of that universe was all about making sure Clark's secret didn't get out. So he was afraid. He was afraid of his secret getting out and his son being like experimented on or hated or something. So the Jonathan Kent of the DCEU was just fear, not hope. And Jonathan Kent's death, in every other medium, every other time it's told, is Jonathan Kent's death is unavoidable. There's nothing Superman or Clark can do to save his dad. He usually dies of a heart attack. But basically the basic premise is that there is nothing Clark can do, even with all his godly powers. There is nothing he can do to save his dad from dying. And it goes to prove as a lesson that Clark isn't God. He isn't God. He isn't the master of death. He can't stop everyone from dying. He can't save everyone. And it also goes to show, like, the Man of Steel death goes to show that Jonathan Kent didn't value human lives at all, it seems. Like, he didn't value human life because he valued his son's secret over human life. Now, it's always been that Superman values human life above all things. And Superman would reveal his identity in a heartbeat to save human lives. That's always been Superman's character. And that's the other thing they got wrong. They got the Clark Kent side of it wrong. They got the Superman side of it, the Kal-El side of it, right. Man of Steel got the Kal-El side absolutely right. But the Clark Kent side, they messed up. Like, you don't see Kal-El as Clark Kent very often. And that's a huge part of his character. It's the mask he wears when he's not being Superman. And it's what he thinks humanity is. It's what he thinks the most human person is, you know, Clark Kent. And it's his connection to humanity that makes him an interesting hero. Superman can punch anything. He can beat anyone physically. It's kind of boring, you know. So to see how he interacts with other humans is more important. To see how, when he knows that he has the power physically to beat anyone, but still acts like in a human way. He tries to solve his problems in a human way sometimes. And that's the thing they need to get right. They need to get Jonathan Kent's death right. If they're going to do, he says he's not going to do an origin story, but it's a younger Superman, so it's basically going to be an origin story. You might not see the full, like, Krypton crashing ship raised bit, but I really hope they do Jonathan Kent's death again and get it right. And then also the whole thing about Clark, you know, going to the Daily Planet, meeting Lois, being a journalist, being a human, is what they need to get right. But I'm optimistic about this, so we'll see how that goes. So until the next time I'm able to record an episode, I wish you all the best and good luck with life.